What if I told you that the way you spend the first 60 minutes of your day could almost guarantee you a longer life? What if I said that scientists, longevity researchers, and even people who've lived past 90 have something in common, and it's all rooted in how they start their mornings? Sounds too simple, right? But stay with me, because by the time you finish this video, you'll realize that these morning habits are more than just routines. They're early predictors of a longer, healthier life. And habit number 4? It literally takes just 30 seconds, but the impact is powerful enough to change your life trajectory. We're not talking about expensive supplements, miracle pills, or bizarre hacks that only work for 1 in a million people. These are small, achievable changes you can start implementing tomorrow morning. In fact, you'll probably realize that some of them are already part of your life. And that's a sign you're already on the path to joining that elite group who makes it to 90 and beyond. Not just surviving, but thriving. It's easy to underestimate the morning. For many, it's a blur of alarm clocks, rushed coffee, and scrolling through your phone before your feet even hit the floor. But for people who live long and live well, mornings are sacred. They're intentional. They're strategic. Every move is a message to the body and brain that life is worth living, worth extending, and worth showing up for, fully present. Let's zoom in on the research for a second. Studies conducted on the blue zones, those rare regions in the world where people regularly live past 90 and even 100, show us a consistent pattern. Their longevity isn't based on luck. It's not even strictly based on genetics. It's tied to lifestyle. And the most powerful routines? They begin when the sun rises. What's even more intriguing is how these morning habits influence your biological age. You might be 65 on paper, but your morning choices can make your cells behave like they're 45, or worse, 85. The way you breathe, move, eat, think, and hydrate within those first few hours determines how your body handles inflammation, stress, metabolism, and even cellular repair. Morning habits either accelerate aging or slow it down dramatically. Now, we're not promising immortality here, but if you want more energy in your 70s, sharper memory in your 80s, and independence in your 90s, these habits are your best shot. And before you think, I'm too old to start now, let me stop you right there. It's never too late to give your body what it's been craving all along, a routine that supports its natural ability to heal, thrive, and protect itself from disease. This video isn't just for the elderly. It's for anyone who wants to grow older without growing weaker. Suppose you've ever looked at someone in their 90s who's still hiking, gardening, or dancing and thought, how do they do it? This is how. And yes, one of the most powerful changes, the one in the 4th habit, takes less than 30 seconds. So stay tuned. Watch closely. Because one of these habits might just be the missing link in your longevity strategy. And before we go deeper into the morning practices that predict a life past 90, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're building a community of people who are rewriting the rules of aging, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's dive into the heart of the matter. These habits are about more than health. They're about identity. The choices you make in the morning reflect the way you see yourself. Are you someone who drags through the day, or someone who primes your body and mind for vitality? Are you merely existing, or are you investing in a future that feels strong, capable, and purposeful? It starts the moment you wake up. Not when you check your phone, not when the coffee brews, but the very moment you become conscious, your body and brain begin setting the tone for the rest of the day. In long-lived individuals, that first moment is sacred. There's no rushing, there's no panic. It's calm, focused, and intentional. Why? Because stress hormones spike easily in the morning. If your day begins in chaos, Your body responds with inflammation, cortisol, and anxiety. But if it begins with stillness and clarity, you create a buffer, a biological shield that protects you all day long. One of the key things researchers have noticed in people who live past 90 is their ability to anchor themselves mentally before they engage with the world. Whether it's a deep breath, a prayer, a few moments of gratitude, or simply looking outside at the sunrise, this pause shifts brain chemistry. It's not just a mood thing, it's a longevity move. It slows your heart rate, steadies your nervous system, and brings you into the moment. That kind of presence is rare in today's frantic pace, but in long-lived individuals, it's a habit, and it works. After that moment of mental anchoring, movement becomes the next signal to the body. We're alive, we're ready, and we're not wasting time. You don't have to run a marathon. In fact, most 90-year-olds who live actively don't rely on intense workouts. They stretch, they walk, they use their muscles with respect and regularity. Even 5 minutes of light motion in the morning can stimulate circulation, balance hormones, and wake up the joints. And it keeps you nimble, mobile, and pain-free longer than any painkiller ever could. What scientists call non-exercise activity thermogenesis, basically all the movement that isn't formal exercise, plays a huge role in longevity. And when you start your day with that kind of movement, you're sending a powerful message to your body. Keep going, we still need you. Muscle mass doesn't disappear just because you age. It disappears when you stop using it. Morning movement is how long-lived people send a message to their bodies that it's still showtime. Now, we come to the fourth habit, the one that only takes 30 seconds but could change everything. It's hydration, but not just any kind of hydration. We're talking about drinking a full glass of water, ideally with a pinch of natural sea salt and a squeeze of lemon, right after waking up. You've gone 7, 8, maybe 9 hours without any water. Your cells are dehydrated, your brain is foggy, your blood is thicker. That first glass of water rehydrates the body, jumpstarts the digestive system, and activates the lymphatic system to start removing toxins. It wakes up your metabolism like flipping a switch, and it takes less than half a minute. Doctors and nutritionists agree. Morning dehydration is one of the most overlooked causes of fatigue, headaches, and even poor circulation. Long-lived individuals, especially in the blue zones, begin their day with water. Always, no exception. It's simple, it's cheap, and it's powerfully effective. If there's one thing you change this week, let it be this. But it doesn't stop there. After that first glass of water, the morning becomes an opportunity to feed the body, not just fuel it. And that's a crucial distinction. People who live past 90 don't just eat to survive. They nourish. Their breakfasts aren't loaded with sugar or refined carbs. They're balanced, rich in fiber, full of antioxidants, whole foods. Whether it's a bowl of oats with berries, a piece of sourdough with avocado, or a warm soup, their first meal isn't an indulgence. It's a statement. I care about what I put into my body. There's even evidence that how you eat your breakfast matters just as much as what you eat. Mindful eating, sitting down, chewing slowly, enjoying the food, is linked to better digestion, lower stress levels, and improved hormonal balance. When you rush through your meal, your body reacts as if it's under threat. But when you take your time, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, what scientists call the rest and digest mode. It's in that state that your body can actually use the nutrients you've just taken in to repair, rebuild, and energize. All of this adds up to something far more important than just a healthy morning. It builds momentum. People who live past 90 don't have perfect days. They just start strong. And that strong start sets the tone. It gives them resilience when things go wrong. It gives them control when the world feels chaotic. Morning habits are like quiet rituals that build emotional armor. They don't just protect your physical health, they stabilize your mental health too. And that's what we often miss when we talk about longevity. It's not just about outliving others, it's about outliving your own limits. It's about waking up every day with a sense of clarity, purpose, and readiness. That's the secret. That's the pattern that shows up again and again in those who live not just long, but well. There's another layer to these morning routines that often gets overlooked, and that's connection. While we tend to think of mornings as a solo endeavor, long-lived individuals often use this time to connect with someone, even briefly. Whether it's a kind word to a spouse, a morning greeting to a neighbor, or a phone call to a distant friend, human interaction in the early part of the day helps anchor you socially and emotionally. Longevity researchers have repeatedly shown that social isolation is just as damaging to health as smoking or obesity. The power of simple, early-day interaction cannot be overstated. It sets a positive emotional tone, boosts oxytocin levels, and fosters a sense of belonging. People who live past 90 rarely go it alone. They lean on others. They give and receive love freely, and that exchange of energy starts early, often before the rest of the world is even fully awake. And while that may sound sentimental, it's backed by science. Morning social rituals like breakfast with family or a short walk with a friend increase the likelihood of sustained well-being and emotional stability, both of which are crucial for long-term health. Loneliness, on the other hand, is a quiet killer, and the people who make a point of staying connected in the mornings are the ones who keep their hearts, not just their bodies, young. Another powerful but underrated morning habit is exposure to natural light. Within the first hour of waking, the body craves sunlight. It's how our circadian rhythm resets. It tells our brains to stop producing melatonin, the sleep hormone, and start generating serotonin, which boosts mood, focus, and energy. People who live into their 90s often have a habit of stepping outside shortly after waking. A few minutes in the garden, a quick walk, standing at the window with the sun on their face. These simple actions help regulate sleep, improve mood, and even support immune function. Artificial light from screens and bulbs can't compete with the real thing. Morning light tells your brain, it's a new day, let's get to work. And the people who absorb that light regularly are the ones who sleep better at night, wake up more refreshed, and enjoy more stable energy throughout the day. It's a small shift, but over the course of years and decades, it adds up to a longer, healthier life. There's also a profound mental component to these habits, something we might call the mindset of the morning. People who live long don't just wake up, they wake up with intention. Their mornings often include a moment of reflection. Sometimes it's meditation, sometimes it's journaling, sometimes it's a simple pause with a cup of tea and a quiet mind. These practices help them orient themselves. They don't just react to the world, they decide how to meet it. This habit of quiet reflection strengthens mental resilience. It lowers anxiety. It builds emotional awareness. And it fosters the kind of calm that allows people to make better decisions, even under stress. That mindset carries through the entire day, and over time, that stability supports not just a longer life, but a better life. Because what's the point of longevity if your mind is restless, angry, or lost? What we've uncovered here is not a list of tasks. It's a way of life. A slow, deliberate, meaningful way to begin each day. These morning habits are not quick fixes. They're not trendy. They're not the latest biohack. They are time-tested, culturally grounded, and deeply human. They've been practiced by some of the oldest, most vibrant people on Earth. And here's the thing. You don't need to do them all at once. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to begin. Maybe tomorrow morning you wake up 5 minutes earlier. Maybe you should drink that glass of water. Maybe you step outside for a minute of sun and fresh air. That's how it starts. One change at a time. Small steps that compound into decades of health and vitality. The morning is your foundation. And if you build it right, everything else falls into place. Energy, focus, peace, strength, and yes, longevity. Before we wrap this up, take a moment and ask yourself, how are you starting your day? Are your mornings building you up or breaking you down? If something in this video resonated with you, if even one habit sparked an idea or a goal, then it's time to take action. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Join our community of people who are waking up to a better way of living. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video designed to help you live longer, stronger, and more purposefully. We've got plenty more content coming that dives deeper into the habits, diets, movements, and mindset of long-living people around the world. This is just the beginning. Make your mornings matter, and you might just find yourself celebrating your 90th birthday with energy, clarity, and a smile. Stay well, and we'll see you in the next video.